Shimon, punk rock hairdo, didn't even know it. Des Rocksteady at King of the Pit TV signing in. Bruh, we're looking into the one, the only MJ, the king of pop. We're looking at his early life in the Jackson 5, which is 1958 to 1975, so I assume this could be well long. I might, oh no, it won't be too bad. And then we'll see if we can continue on, people. Let's see what we can get on with this then. So Michael Joseph Jackson were born in Gary, Indiana on August 29, 1958. He was the eighth of 10 children in the Jackson family, a working class African American family. Working class might be a stretch, I don't really know the background. But for Michael Jackson to become Michael Jackson, working class is crazy. Living in a two-bedroom house on Jackson Street. His mother, Catherine Esther Jackson, living on Jackson Street, can you believe it? Played clarinet and piano. Had aspired to be a country and western performer and worked part-time at Sears. She was a Jehovah's Witness. His father, Joseph Walter Joe Jackson, a former boxer, he looks like a former boxer, was a crane operator at US Steel and played guitar with a local rhythm and blues band, the Falcons, to supplement the family's income. Joe's great-grandfather, July Jack Gale, was a US Army scout. Family law held that he was also a Native American medicine man. Michael grew up with three sisters, Rebby, Latoya, and Janet, and five brothers, being Jackie, Tito, Jermaine, Marlon, and Randy. A sixth brother, Marlon's twin Brandon, died shortly after birth. So rest in peace to Brandon. In '64, Michael and Marlon joined the Jackson Brothers, a band formed by their father, which included Jackie, Tito, and Jermaine. As backup musicians played congas and tambourine. Michael said his father told him he had a fat nose and physically and emotionally abused him during rehearsals. He recalled that Joe often sat in a chair with a belt in his hand as he and his siblings rehearsed, ready to punish any mistakes. Wow. You know what? I've actually heard somebody defend Joe Jackson and say Joe Jackson created the King of Pop, the greatest performer of all time, so you got to put some respect on Joe. What do you think to that? I mean, whatever he did worked as far as creating a fantastic entertainer, but you know, is it worth it? Is being the King of Pop worth it? What do you think? Catherine, Joe acknowledged that he regularly whipped Michael. Catherine said that although whipping came to be considered abuse, it was a common way to discipline children when Michael was growing up. Jackie, Tito, Jermaine, and Marlon denied that their father was abusive and said the whippings, which had a deeper impact on Michael because he was younger, kept them disciplined and out of trouble. Michael said that during his youth, he was lonely and isolated. His brothers, was he still in touch with his brothers? I wouldn't be in touch with fucking brothers if that was the case. Later in '65, Michael began sharing lead vocals with Jermaine and the group's name was changed to the Jackson 5, alright? In 1965, in 1965, the group won a talent show. Michael performed the dance to Robert Parker's '65 song Barefootin' and sang The Temptations' My Girl. My girl, talking about my girl, my girl, ooh, ooh. That's how Michael sung it, people. From '66 to '68, the Jackson 5 toured the Midwest. They frequently played at a string of black clubs known as the Chitlin Circuit as the opening acts for artists such as Saba Dave, the OJs, Gladys Knight. I don't know many Gladys Knight numbers. Have we got a... Yeah, no mention. And Etta James. The Jackson 5 also performed at clubs and cocktail lounges where striptease shows were featured and at local auditoriums and high school dances. In August '67, while touring the East Coast, they won a weekly amateur night concert at the Apollo Theatre in Harlem. The Jackson 5 recorded several songs for a Gary record label, Steeltown Records. Their first single, Big Boy, was released in '68. Bobby Taylor of Bobby Taylor and the Vancouvers brought the Jackson 5 to Motown after they opened for Taylor at Chicago's Regal Theatre in '68. Taylor produced some of their early Motown recordings, including a version of Who's Loving You. After signing with Motown, the Jackson family relocated to Los Angeles. In '69, Motown executives decided Diana Ross should introduce the Jackson 5 to the public, partly to bolster her career in television, sending off what was considered Motown's last product of its production line. Who was last product? Diana Ross or Jackson 5? The Jackson 5 made their first television appearance in '69 in the Miss Black America pageant, performing a cover of It's Your Thing. It's your thing, what you gonna do? Is that the one? I can tell you. The Isley Brothers. Here, I'll tell you what, when it comes to Motown, I know my stuff, people. I'm surprising myself here. Rolling Stone later described the young Michael as a prodigy with overwhelming musical gifts, who quickly emerged as the main draw and lead singer. January '70, I Want You Back became the first Jackson 5 song to reach #1 on the US Billboard Hot 100. Stayed there for 4 weeks. 3 more singles with Motown topped the chart: ABC, The Love You Save, and I'll Be There. Is that a cover as well? I'll be there. I don't know. It was written by Willie Hutch. Yeah, Willie Hutch could put a number together. In May '71, Willie Hutch was pimping, man. In '71, the Jackson family moved into a large house at Havenhurst, a 2-acre estate in Encino, California. During this period, Michael developed from a child performer into a teen idol. Between '72 and '75, he released 4 solo studio albums with Motown: Got to Be There, Ben, Music and Me, and Forever Michael. I bet that's got a sweet album cover. Sweetie guy cover. Forever Mike. Yes. Gotta put some respect on that album cover. That's a hard cover. Got to Be There and Ben, the title tracks from his first 2 solo albums, sold well as singles, as did a cover of Bobby Day's Rockin' Robin. I hate that song, Rockin' Robin. Rockin' Robin. Michael maintained ties to the Jackson 5. The Jackson 5 were later described as a cutting-edge example of black crossover artists. They were frustrated by Motown's refusal to allow them creative input. Hey, Motown was a hit machine. They weren't letting nobody write. Jackson's performance of their top 5 single, Dancing Machine, on Dancing, Dancing on Soul Train, popularized the robot dance. There you go, a little bit of robot. Very cool. They were supposedly one of the first African-American performers to attain a crossover following. By crossover, I assume they mean, different races of people. Okie dokie. Move to Epic and Off the Wall. We're going to keep on moving, people. Hold on, I'll see you on the flip side. Off the Wall, what a banger.